Welcome one, welcome all, welcome to another Crazy Werewolf side story. Today we'll be showing you a little bit about his second mate, the vampire pirate, dancing through the stars. Alright, where we start here, you see a person jumping through the air with light bolts going by like crazy, where you see this very petite white hair girl with red eyes just dancing through the air, bouncing off of wall to wall to wall, not being anywhere near, with this little red ball floating behind her back. Um, when she sees her first victim, the the dude is trying to shoot her. Pew 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 with a laser rifle, where he she jumps in behind him and knocks his ass out throughout the back, grabs him, and then tosses him at the next dude that actually shot his own teammate like 3 times, dead center mass. Then the next thing you know, the third guy, his neck's being sliced half open with blood pouring out, and small tinges of blood ends up going to the ball in the back. She's still dancing around. The bad guys are wearing these uniforms that say Citadel Space. Um, and she's coming down, kicking the fifth guy in the face, knocking him completely out. Still dancing. Not By the time she gets done, there's about 15 people in the hall. Half of them alive, half of them dead, and some of them just drained a little bit of their blood. She opens up this pouch on the side of her hip with everything. That ball flows right around and ends up landing directly into the pouch, starting to go from vial to vial to vial to vial. And then she gets on her. Half the ship is taken out. Took out, boarding party, going to the next stage. I'm gonna head towards the cockpit, where she darts almost like a shadow, hitting the cockpit door so hard it puts metal fractures all along the actual edge of the cockpit door in just one hit. Grabbing the door, literally grabbing the metal off the door, yanking it back, and pushing it forward, blocking about 15 bolts from hitting her, for her to jump up over in between gap between the ceiling and the makeshift shield, jumping up in the air as she actually finally pulls out her own pistol and takes out everybody's hands in the cockpit. Where the cockpit, on the other hand, where everybody in the halls and stuff and the boarding party were wearing pristine suits and armor of the Citadel, these guys were just wearing whatever. How did they figure us out? The last man standing. You bloody vixen. How did they figure us out? Pirate Hunter Bloodshade. Pirate Hunter. I'm nothing but a pirate myself. I just don't really have an inkling of people getting hurt, people being raped, killed, and people stealing stuff that's not of their own. Which I might be a little critical since I hunt you pirates, but I am still labeled pirate myself. And the fact that you are trying to imitate the citadel of all organizations, how stupid be starship, one of the starships. When the base gets here, they're gonna blast at you too. Glad that they kicked you out of the academy. Doubts it. Why? Because I have no rules. I cannot be bought, messed with. I do what I want. You would have went through trials, would have went this and that, could have actually gotten through. But then I got you, Zalata. I have no hope. I have no destiny. Stop doing because I am the vile creation. The darkness is pretty good. So come and tell me again where one side has rules, where I have none. With her eyes shot, she raises her hand out. I am so left. Tightens up her hand, and his chest starts heaving. What are you doing? Using that precious blood in your heart, condensing the blood in your heart. It's calling to me. So now, here's the deal. You break. There's a crystal of blood. Your heart suspended. I am the only one that can move it. You can activate that spirit and self. You say he. Now be a good little boy. Follow the rules. Or don't die. He laughs again. Now, what was that about? You wishing you were loved me getting kicked out of the academy? What was that again? His eyes started trickling with water. Oh, but when the harm comes to you, rubs her hand again, like that, and he screams in agony. You cower like a little wench. Let's go. He puts this device on the board of the ship. It glows bright, and then all the electronics stop. Everything except for life support. Engines, um, radio signals, everything. Walks away. My dear boy, don't make me come back here. Taste your blood. Don't make feast on your blood. And she walks out the door. She sees people being arrested, people being down, put bags put over certain people. Shows a couple more devices. And the wall explaining who each person is that's dead. Everybody else is thrown in the cabin. Then they board her warship and here, warp speed, boom. He calls. Ring, ring. Hello. Welcome to Citadel, Councilwoman Farfax office. How may blood? Yes, ma'am. So waits another 15 sitting in her own starship. And about 15 minutes later, would count as like 30 minutes altogether. Um, hello. We got your coordinate. That was one really nasty crew. And for the captain to be plain like he was. Plain. He was alive on the left. Yeah, but a couple of the other pirates kinda gutted him like a fish. You know, being forced into becoming a pirate, being beaten, essayed so much, kinda puts a hamper on loyalty, don't you think? That's true, but I hope that don't get counted against me. He laughs. Everybody knows you're a tool of the Citadel God. She yawns. You would have made one hell of a Citadel captain. I would have made one hell of an Alliance captain too, but hey. But when a crazy bastard ends up turning you into a fucking vicious beast, and everything you've ever worked for gets thrown to the curb, it kind of gets a little gone. So true. That is so true. For words have always been spoken. So, what's the bounty I'm getting off of these creeps? About $5 million. What? Why such a? Well, that is top secret. Now, isn't it? And you don't have the security. I don't. Oh yeah, because I'm a filthy pirate. Rolls her eyes. No, you should show me a little bit of respect. Why? I'm a pirate. You had to bust me to be a pirate to even think about me living. And then on that, I'm more or less a pirate hunter because of what I am. Even though I have done nothing but help. And what do I get? But another kick in the teeth and a whole bunch of money to satisfy my crew. You're being dealt a hand a lot of people. Yeah, well, those people actually get some protection. Where if the wrong that doesn't know about my secret mission comes to find me out, where do you think that leaves me? Every captain knows it only takes one that doesn't believe, or one that doesn't have the clearance yet. Christy girl, you really believe we would leave you out to dry like that? Yes, I do. Excuse me. I have put in way too much work. I have done so many different black op missions for you guys. I don't get shit except for money. And on top of that, I have to deal with bounty hunters because rich rich elites want to make a name for themselves. You know, we try to stop as many of those as possible. Yeah, but if I was a fucking vampire, I would have never had to deal with this shit to begin with. He hissed, with her eyes glowing super red for a minute. But I do. You know, the last port I actually docked at to get gas, they actually chased me out of the port because they thought I was a bloody pirate, which I am. And the minute am not useful to you guys, where do you think that leaves me? Okay, if I wanted a fucking vacation, I don't know if you guys would actually cover me enough for actually do that because I'm a bloody pirate. All because of that fucking jackass that I can't even do anything about. I know. That ain't all faults, but you're not 100% wrong either. I don't have even a retirement plan. I grow faster, stronger all the time, using missed abilities, which is should be physically impossible for me. And then also being able to use different sun abilities for a vampire is impossible. But yet, here I am. Fucking white hair, these ruby red eyes, and the blood that ends up going down my throat. Sorry, I'm not exactly in a good mood today. I'm going to court to relax for about a month. I'm leaving our vessel in Citadel space with the crew working on repairs and upgrades. I need a small vacation. That's fine. Shit, we owe you that much. Before she shut up, you owe me a lot more than that. Look, you know one of these days they're gonna get pissed off at you enough to actually pull us, don't you? Yeah, I know. Feel bad, but it's so fucking frustrated, you know? Do all this work and we still get chased out of ports. We still have to wait for shady ports. And then pirates, on the other hand, are get pissed off at us because even more sanity. And it's just bullshit. More bullshit. Covered in lies and deceit. And all I want is now is peace. Shit, I have enough blood feeding off these fucking vampires to feed me for the next 150,000 years. Funny thing is, you're not really even kidding. I need you to giving you the helm. Want you to put some upgrades, the shielding and coders and stuff, and fix some of the damage we got in that last battle. That bastard was kind of hard to take down, and not after you jumped the ship. That was freaking crazy too. You literally jumped inside, broke open our airlock, and then loaded through, giving us enough time to actually even dock. Having a mix between all the different factions does kind of help in some. But yeah, I'm going to blast off and try to get spend some of the billions of credits, dollars, or whatever you want to call it, for once. I'll be back in about a month or so. So, but anyway, he walks down to one of the fighter jets, jumps in and takes off. Somebody asked the co-captain, the first mate, why does she get to go off while we're working our ass off here? Because it's our job. We actually get vacations. We get to come in and out of this assignment. She does not. She's the one that has a price on her head from the very people that pays her bills. So give her a damn break. She's also put in so much more risk for us and risk and keeps anybody from this job posting from ever dying. The only one in our fleet. Yes, they label her as a pirate, but only because of what happened to her. She'd have been probably the Grand Admiral by now if it wasn't for the fucking that fucking prick that turned her into what she is. So don't don't you ever say her loyalty to us, because if she was to turn her back on us, she could tear down half our freaking fleet by just her pilot skills alone. And her combat skills, shit. It would take half the freaking military to actually take her down. So back the fuck off. Understood, Captain. I walk off and she deserves so much more better than this. But he's the one who found a way to deal with it. The scene changes to um our side our the second mate flying around into a particular, not outlaw colony, but a colony that doesn't ask a whole lot of questions. When this big ship ends up breaking out of hyperspace right up on top of her. Nearly, if she wasn't such one of the better pilots, she would have smacked right dead center mask of that spaceship, but all that she ended up doing is scratching it. But next thing she knows, attention, vessel, stop. In the name of the law, you have put damage upon vessel Euphrates. Prepare to shut off your engines or get blasted out of the sky. She messages back her code that she gives to, but before she can even finish, um, two laser bolts go over the bow of her ship, making it to where she couldn't even finish with her code. That was the warning shot. Next shot is meant to, but before they even could, she cranked it into gear and blasted off. But the battleship was way too big and way too fast for a small vessel to try to outrun it, especially attacking. She puts on through again. What the fuck is wrong with you? Why are you attacking me over something so minor and something that's your own damn fault? And drop your shields, stop, and appear to be blown out of orbit. What? I'm telling you, as she tried to say her code again, and a wing gets blasted at, took a little damage, and she just cranks it into the gear again. What the fuck is wrong with you? And finally, a stop and get destroyed. Attacking a battleship is grounds for death. You ran me the fuck over. The only reason why I didn't die is because I'm a better pilot. Boom. Another hit to a major hit across her, causing her shields to finally let out. And she's like, holy shit. She puts on a, she's still dodging like 98% of the firing. Where you actually go back to the Alliance vessel. Why haven't we blown this pirate out of the sky yet? Oh, she's good. Very good. Knows our training patterns, apparently. Ugh. Some that attacks us and then expects to live after they attack us, while the co-captain is kind of snickering around. But the next thing she knows, boom, on their ship, explosions rang off one by one. What the fuck is going on? her shields are let out, so she ended up turning around and attacking all the gunships or on our shoot, her ship's actively on fire. We have some of the best gunneries in the freaking universe, and we can't take this one little vessel down. No, she's just that good. But after she thought she was actually going to start to do enough damage to actually get away, a lucky shot shoots right into her engines, short circuiting our engine, and then she ends up flying randomly into hyperspace. Fuck! Take a scan of the area. We need to 98 of our gun ports, 95% of our gun ships are all down in a single run by her or them. In a single fighter. Yeah, gonna suck to report, but at least she's most likely dead. That's an act of craziness going through. Wait, that small ship had a hyperdrive on there? Yes, but had no way of powering it until we shot her. Ugh. She, the captain comes up. It's not actually she, it's a he. Um, Report, Captain Turnyard. We were coming out of hyperspace when we were attacked by this small vessel and started showing pictures, all the communications and stuff going back and forth. She attacked our ship and then just took off. So we retaliated in the most brutal way possible. Then she finally turned around and took out 98% of all of our capabilities of fighting, which was mind blowing. And even the shot that actually did, they hit in just the right spot, ended up sending her through hyperspace. So we don't even have. And then the next thing he hears, did you even did you even do anything right? Um, yes. What's the problem here? The problem is the biggest secret that every captain knows. If you see that signal on top of any gunship or any battleship right there. And you don't even wait to let her try to tell you anything yet. What are you talking about? One of the biggest assets in the entire universe, and you may have just killed them. Yes, we labeled her as a pirate, but only because we had to. She has been working for us for the past 150 years. Every captain is supposed to know every mark. If they have this mark and they give you the right code, means back the fuck off, or at least pretend to try to capture without the actual meaning to. Fucking imbecile. The co-captain down there was just smirking away, and you arrest the co-captain now. Hey, what? Why am I being arrested? For giving the captain the wrong information. If I was there myself, I would just go ahead and put a bullet in you. You will stand trial for your sins. You'll never be able to prove she was just a fucking pirate. And a dark born pirate at that. She deserves death. The captain. Who did we just shoot? Pirate blood mist. Some call it pirate hunter. Dark mist. Blood shadows. All sorts of different. No. His eyes went big. He pulled up one of the videos and then actually saw and then actually listened to the voice. Rage consumed him, pulling out his firearm and putting a bullet, or, well, not really a bullet, a laser, straight through their head. With anger rising up, bows down and then says, "I'm truly sorry, I understand why you're not getting reprimand or why you're not losing this ship. You of all people know how precious she is. She saved my life multiple times, before and after the incident. If I would have known, throw her out the airlock and we'll send you a new co-captain that's actually worth a damn." God, I know the chances are small, but I hope she survives. Oh, the scene chafes again. He's right in the middle of hyperspace, where she accidentally veers off into a small little crack and just falls with the boosters and everything obliterated, seen as little blue rock, and ends up crashing down on Earth. But with all the safety features and stuff, it actually kept her alive. And even her blood bank, but she crashed it in a weird spot. She goes to open up the canopy, and that's where this particular um side story ends. She will have one more side story before her side story is complete. Um, which probably won't be that long. But all right, peace out, everybody. Rock on.